Hey YouTube, today I have a deck profile for Goshawk Liberator. I chose to make this deck because this deck is more consistent than the other builds you can make with Gancelot. And let me explain why I chose to make this. The starter is not Barkle Liberator, but Spring Reach Messenger. Now I run him because he's a good 5k booster. He can deck in the deck out, and I can look at the top 3 and put my triggers at the bottom, like stacking my deck. And it's not a minus, so it's easy to get rid of. His effect is Pioneer Effect. Ride grade 1, call him to the rear guard. And when the attack hits when he boosts, you can Crown Blast 1, put this in the soul, top 3 guards, call 1 Gold Paladin to the rear guard as rest, and the rest go to the bottom of the deck. So it's a pretty good card. Now for the main grade 3s, the reason I made this Pure Liberators is because Goshawk Liberator, he's a promo, and the main reason is that he is a Liberator, so all my other cards work better with this card in the vanguard. His effect is when this unit attacks a vanguard, and for limit break he gets plus 5,000. His other effect is, on the Vanguard, when this card attack hits your opponent's Vanguard, you can counterblast 1 Liberator card. So that's why you need Pure Liberators in your damage. And you can call 1 Gold Paladin to the open rear. And then you can, so it's a grade 3 Vivian with twin drive check. That's pretty awesome. And if you have limit break, that's plus 5,000. So it's like, even if you miss your Gancelot ride, and if you ride him, your opponent will have to think about guarding this card, and probably guard early game, and that's really good. And if they don't guard, it's a +1. So this card works really well with the deck, especially when Liberators don't have much support right now. He gives them plus when you can't run Danger Range. So this card can give. It's pretty good to run. Next are on the main card that came in the trial deck for Gancelot Liberator. He's the new break, right? Well, for English anyways. So awesome. It does have his faults. First of all, when he attacks a Vanguard, this unit gets plus 2,000. So he's a 13 base, which is really good. So he can hit cross strides by himself. And his other effect is, when another Gold Paladin rides this card, you can choose 3 rear guards you have, and they get plus 5,000. And the Vanguard gets plus 10,000 for that turn. So it's really good. But your opponent will attack your rear guards. So you might not always have 3 rear guards when you ride another grade 3 on top of it. So that's the only problem with this card. Especially when Liberators don't have really, in the trial deck version, doesn't really have any plus, cards that can summon from the deck that much, except for him. And, no, it's not a plus. But, so yeah, that's the only problem with the deck. But, when set 10 comes out, you can get it. You get Alfred, you get Escarod, and, you get more draw power with Joseph. So right now, it's an okay, but this card, the reason I run these two together and the Pure Liberators is because Gancelot is amazing with Spectral Duke Dragon, because he can stand twice, and he is standing 20, and if you have the grade 2 and so 21, so that's 2 attacks. That combo is really good. The reason I don't run it, because it's too slow. Spectral Duke Dragon is a card that needs field, and this card cannot build up field, unlike Garmor. Garmor is the card that works best with Spectral Duke. And if you make the whole deck with just one good combo, the deck won't work. So that's why I don't run Spectral Duke with Gancelot. Gancelot works really good with Garmor, but that's also late game, because you need to ride this card first, and then later you ride Garmor on top to get Danger Drain and then get that plus, or Lopia Shooter. So that's why the deck combo is slow, and that's why I don't run it. The reason I run these two is because even if I miss the right chain, I mean not the right chain, even if I miss his ride, I ride this guy, and there's no problem. Because it puts pressure on my opponent to guard him. So that's why I run pure Liberators right now. So, yeah. Next on, I run 4 of my Bunshin. Blaster Blade, Liberator. Finally, Blaster Blade is the Gold Paladin. Came in the trial deck, so his effect is Combats 2 when this unit is placed on the vanguard or rearguard and you have a Liberator in the vanguard. You may pay the cost and your opponent's rearguard in the front row is retired. So it's really good. It's not amazing, but it's still not a bad of effect. So, not bad. And plus he looks amazing. Four Blaster Blades. Now, the benefits of running a pure Liberator is that you can run these guys. These are the 12k attackers. Felon. When you have a Vanguard with Liberator, and when he attacks, he gets plus 2,000. So you don't really need a booster behind it, especially when there's so many 11k Vanguards. He can swing for 12 by himself. So, and plus, your opponent will attack him, so he's a really good distraction also. That's the benefits of running a pure Liberator deck. So I run 4 of him. And 4 of the new 10k Vanillas. 3 Gallatin. 10ks are awesome. Just ride them on the Vanguard when you on your grade 2 ride. And I'll just call them to the rear. And they're just good. So I run 11 grade 2s. Also benefits, you can run 4 Maron. Grade 1, 7,000. When this unit attacks and you have a Liberator in the Vanguard, this unit gets plus 3,000. So this is a card that's really good because when you don't have a good field and only have grade 1s, this card can actually do work. This card can actually attack most Vanguards and rear guards also. So it's pretty good. And it also helps you early game rush. So for Maron. Now also with pure Liberators you can run. I run 3 Lu. Lu is one of the easiest grade. One of the easiest, I think. 10k booster for the Vanguard. When this unit boosts a Gold Paladin Vanguard, and you have 3 or more other rear guards with Liberator in their name, the boosted unit gets plus 4,000. So it doesn't count itself, but since most of the deck is Liberators, my Goshawk, the reason I run 3 is because I want to boost these guys. Like when my opponent is at 3 damage, I ride this, and with this, it would be at 20,000. So imagine a Vivian coming at you with 20,000. We're twin drive. Yeah. When you're at 3 damage too. And plus when he can't do much unless you are another grade 3 on top of him. So imagine when he swings for 23. Or the early game, mid game, whatever. So that's why I run 3 of these, because they work with my 2 Vanguards. Now the only non-Liberator card I run is 3 Slaggle Daggers. They work amazingly because Slaggle Dagger's effect is when you have 4 more other Gold Paladin rear guards, you can combat Swan. This unit gets plus 2,000. So it's a 9k boost, especially with a 9k boost to a 12k attacker. That's 21. That's amazing. That's like if they have a 11k Vanguard, which most Vanguards are nowadays. That's like they have to use 2 cards to block, and of course 4 perfect guards. So 14 grade 1s. Next, I run new crits for the Liberators, 4 crits, and 4 of the old crits. Run on this because it can go in the soul to give one of my rear guards plus 3000, so that's awesome. So it's not going to take up the field. So 8 crits. Four of the new draws for Liberators, and 4 heals. Finally a new heal trigger. That looks amazing for Liberators. Better than the old one. Pretty basic trigger lineup. Let's see. Like the field, like the most best field I think you can have is there, and whatever. Last bit. Now having 2 Escarrots would be better, and yeah. So, but this way, since I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 10k boost, and let's see. I ride Break Right, Goshawk, give the +5 there, +5 there, and +5 there. And then I use Liberator's effect, Combat 1, 9k boost. This is already at 21, +5, that's at 26. This 16, +5, +5, 26 also. And this would be +10, +10, and then +5 again. So that's 35, 26, 26. That's what the deck can do if you get all the things right. That's pretty good. And yeah, thanks guys for watching. I'm obviously gonna make pure Liberators when set 10 comes out, but this deck is working really good against other Gold Paladin builds that are not pure Liberators. So this deck can beat the other Gold Paladins, so that's why I made this one. Thanks guys for watching, and comment, rate, subscribe.